Scott, this wasn't just a house to Tony Sell. He tells me it was the home he grew up in and that he also raised his kids in. But now the home he once loved has turned into one out of a nightmare. A home in Hancock County is destroyed, and the man who says it was his is left heartbroken.
Words can't describe.
Tony Sell emotional as he recalls driving up to his childhood home to find it charred and nearly unrecognizable. The cause, fire investigators believe, was arson.
I don't know what kind of a person could have done that.
On November 8th, police would arrest Christina Boffing Sell, Tony's wife of 6 years, who he says he was divorcing.
She was very abusive, both mentally and physically. In all the years I lived there as a child and as an adult, the cops had never been there before, and it became the norm.
Court documents say on September 15th, they responded to the home for a reported shed on fire. Inside the shed, Tony's belongings, and inside the home, Christina, who according to court documents refused to authorize fire personnel to conduct a thorough fire investigation. A week later, on September 22nd, investigators say they responded to the house again, but this time for a residence fire. They would later find 3 dead adult dogs, along with 7 dead puppies, and $55,000 worth of damage.
The oldest of the adult dogs was actually, we had her registered as a service dog for her disabled son.
The very next day, fire crews were called again to the home. Investigators say the house was engulfed in flames, crews determining the home was a complete loss.
I didn't believe it, and I drove over there to find out that she had indeed burnt the house down.
The bad news didn't stop there for Tony. He'd also learned the home he owned since 2001 was no longer his.
She managed to get the deed to the home, put in her name only, and she somehow finagled our insurance company to reassign ownership of the policy without my consent.
Like me, I'm sure many of you are wondering what's next for Sell. Well, that's something he's trying to figure out legally. As for Christina, she's being held at the Hancock County Jail on several charges of arson and a charge of animal cruelty.